And there you have it. RFK Jr., nominated by President-elect Donald Trump for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Let's go. We talked about it yesterday. We were thinking that it was coming soon. We were wondering if it was going to be the HHS. That's what he wanted. Apparently, that's according to rumors. There was also some rumors that they were holding out on giving it to him. Who knows if that's true? It doesn't really matter. It seems like that might have been BS anyway. But regardless, he's nominated him officially. Let's get to it. Let's talk about it. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. So here's official on Trump's Truth Social. I am thrilled to announce RFK Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, HHS. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. The safety and health of all Americans is the most important role of any administration, and HHS will play a big role in helping ensure that everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pollutants, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, they're going to be mad about that, and food additives that have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis in this country. I like that he capitalizes that. Mr. Kennedy will restore these agencies to the traditions and gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end the chronic disease epidemic and make America great and healthy again. Love that. Love that. I am beyond hyped. This is it. I've been thinking this. I said this to my friend the other day. I kind of feel like I'm dead, and like I got the bad ending, and I don't know that, this is just me thinking that things are going good, and I'm just dead, actually, because it's kind of surreal. I'm half joking, but it is kind of surreal, because it's just like everything is perfect, and people have pointed this out, well, close to perfect. People have pointed this out, that like having Trump not win 2020 is actually a blessing, because look at what happened now. We would have had probably a lot of neocons, like say he won 2020, probably would have had a lot of neocons again, just wrong people, and it just wouldn't have been this. It wouldn't have been this unity party, which I am so hyped for. All of these picks have been so awesome. I'm so hyped about them. I mean, there's a few that are, I don't know who they are exactly, and maybe they we find out to be that they're not perfect, but because it all it all depends on what they do from here on out. 4 years, they have 4 years to figure it out and do big things. But RFK Jr., we were waiting for RFK Jr. to see what was going to happen with him. Here it is, HHS, amazing secretary, amazing. Let's see, there's also a couple other announcements that he made today. As usual, he made multiple announcements, but just to keep talking about RFK Jr., I'm so hyped about it. Everybody is like in awe and really happy about it, obviously. It's pretty crazy. Of course, everyone's mad. Everyone's big mad. Apparently, Big Pharma lost a lot on the stock market, or went down in the stock market really bad today after hearing this news. And there's people that are really not happy with his picks. Obviously, like the Dems are freaking out. And it started with Pete Hegseth. They're saying he's not capable. He's not a good pick. He's just a Fox host. But it's like, okay, he is a Fox host, but he has a life prior to that, and he's a decorated veteran and has done many things in his life. I mean, he's also been to Ivy League schools, gotten 2 graduate degrees, one from Princeton, one from Harvard. Like, he's a pretty capable guy. And if you want to play that game, we can talk about all the guys that you guys picked that were terrible, that were not, qualified at all. You got, like I mentioned it the other day, Buttigieg and Granholm and Raimondo and these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. You get them barely any of them were questioned, like actually, any hard questions. They were mostly softball interviews if they ever got any. And they weren't tested. They weren't, as far as interview-wise, but I feel like some of them were tested, like Buttigieg with East Palestine, and they just failed. They failed. And Granholm with the recession, she kept saying, there is no recession. Like, get out of here. You are a buffoon. And she was acting so high and mighty, and then we're talking about Pete Hegseth, and it's Lloyd Austin, comparing. And this is a guy who just vanished out of nowhere, and I heard many military people call in to shows and stuff talking about this when it happened. He just disappeared. He didn't tell anybody. He had a operation or something, and everybody's like, what happened to Lloyd Austin? And Biden's like, I don't know. And they just find he's in the hospital. It's like, what happened, huh? And I heard all these military people calling in and saying, like, it's very against protocol. If you ever have to stand down from your position, you have to, it's imperative. You have to let someone know. You have to, make it known. You have to get somebody to fill in for you or whatever. And he didn't do that. And he's like some old guy. I feel like he was, I don't know. But compare him to Pete Hegseth. I think we're okay. So, don't worry about it. I think Dems are just kind of flailing around, whining, and it's kind of, I think it should just fall on deaf ears. They can whine all they want. They've talked about all the other guys too, especially Gates and Tulsi, and I'm sure they're going to talk about RFK now or bitch about RFK. But it's all like, blah, blah, because it doesn't matter. We have the mandate. We have the trifecta, Senate, House, presidency. You really don't have much of a say on anything. I heard Chuck Schumer talking today about, we have to make sure that we're bipartisan, just as a word of caution to the Republicans, that blah, blah, blah. No. You zip it, okay? It's our house now. Just chill, be quiet, and you don't have any demands. You don't have any, leg to stand on for demands. Like, the time for that is over. You're done. I'm tired of hearing Chuck Schumer, and I don't care if he's upset. He can be upset all day, all night, and I hope he is, because we're going to do what's right, what we got to do. We only got 4 years. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. We only got 4 years, so there's no time to play around and mess around with these speed bumps that we call Democrats that are going to try to mess with us the whole way through. Don't have time for that. And I don't really care what the peons have to say or the peanut gallery has to say. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, what they say. Obviously, they're going to try to make it matter. They're going to keep whining and make big problems for everybody. But I think we have to just ignore it and not worry about it and keep pushing forwards. Get off the defensive BS, because that's what the neocons and the establishment Republicans have done for years. My whole life, they've just been on the defense, like, for everything. Everything's well, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, hold on. Forget that. We're moving forward. We're on the train. If you don't get on, you're getting knocked down. So either that or get away. So yeah, like I said, RFK Jr., this is huge. This is going to be great. They're going to be so mad. Like I was mentioning yesterday, I think that all this negative, talk about him is mainly because it's just, there's a lot of money in big pharma and everything, and they're not going to be happy at what he's doing, which is just, losing them money essentially and making America healthy again. I think that's really all he really cares about. And I'm glad Donald Trump had the, cojones to do this. And at this point, this is his last term. He better have cojones to do everything he's got to do, and I'm not even worried about that. I'm just saying, at this point, I think it's like, he knows this is his last hurrah, and we got to get it done. So just to mention the other announcements real quick. Jay Clayton, New York chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. That's what he was, and he's nominated to be U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Okay, highly respected business leader, counsel, and public servant. Received engineering and law degrees from University of Pennsylvania, yada yada, and yeah, good credentials there. I don't really know these guys. Like, some of these guys I don't really know, but like I said, I just want to mention them because he did announce them. Todd Blanche, I have heard of him before, but I don't know him, very well, but announced that Todd Blanche will serve as Deputy Attorney General in my administration. Todd is an excellent attorney who will be crucial leader in the Justice Department. More Justice Department appointees. Fixing what has been a broken system of justice for far too long. Todd prosecuted gangs and other federal crimes as a chief in the Southern District of New York, United States Attorney's Office, clerked for 2 federal judges, and graduated with honors from law school while working full-time at the SDNY. Huh. Yeah, These guys are very decorated. Todd is going to do a great job as we make America great again. Yeah, I mean, he's going to need really tough guys to work on all the crime and all the gangs and all this and the mass deportation. They need a lot of help to do that. It's not going to be an easy task, cleaning up the streets and everything. It's not even going to get done. I don't think it's even going to get done in 4 years. There's just too many like fallen cities that are not irreversible, but just perpetuated by the leadership and overrun to the point where maybe 4 years is not enough, in my opinion. But he'll do great work either way. Like, it's like, doesn't mean shouldn't try or shouldn't work on it, and he will. And his administration, I think, will. Also, he's proud to announce, he says, that Dean John Sauer will serve as Solicitor General of the United States in my administration. John is a deeply accomplished, masterful appellate attorney who clerked for Justice Antonin Scalia in the United States. I don't know if it's Antonin. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but in the United States Supreme Court, served as Solicitor General of Missouri for 6 years and has extensive experience practicing before the U.S. Supreme Court and other appellate courts. Most recently, John was the lead counsel representing me in the Supreme Court in Trump versus United States, winning a historic victory on presidential immunity, which was key to defeating the unconstitutional campaign of lawfare against me and the entire MAGA movement. John was a Rhodes Scholar, graduated from Duke University, Oxford University, and is a magna cum laude graduate of Harvard Law School. John will be a great champion for us as we make America great again. So, another impressive, at least, past for that guy. Like I said, John Sauer. And then also, pleased to announce my intent to nominate former Congressman Doug Collins of Georgia as the United States Secretary for Veterans Affairs. Doug is a veteran himself who currently serves our nation as a chaplain in the United States Air Force Reserve Command and fought for our country in the Iraq War. We must take care of our brave men and women in uniform, and Doug will be a great advocate for our active duty service members, veterans, and military families to ensure that they have the support they need. Thank you, Doug, for your willingness to serve our country in this very important role. I don't know why he seems like he started this one differently. Maybe intent to nominate, maybe he's hoping, I don't know, maybe it's up for grabs still, or like he hasn't accepted. I don't know. I don't think he would announce it if he hasn't accepted, but either way, they all have to get confirmed still. So, and that's the other thing, the John Thune, Senate Majority Leader, he better, confirm all these picks. People have been talking about Matt Gaetz, like I mentioned, they're kind of freaking out about these picks because they're so good. And of course, like, to them, it's so bad. And it's upsetting. But they started with Pete Hegseth. I think that they're going to go after Tom Homan pretty hard because he's like kind of the morality aspect of it. They think he's the big bad man going against like poor families and poor immigrants and asylum seekers and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna also definitely be going after Matt Gaetz. They already have in the past. I mentioned it before, last video. They've smeared him. They accused him of, child assault in a certain way, and it's just all BS. It's all lies. None of it was substantiated, and it's just a smear campaign. Like Nancy Pelosi said, it's the wrap-up smear, so once they get you, oh, he did it, just like Trump, like, oh, he's an Rist, if you know what I'm saying, because he was found liable. So once they have that found liable, now they can do the wrap-up smear and just say it as much as they can, and now everybody, you see people on the street or whoever, your family members, they don't know anything about what's going on, and they're going, oh, he's an R, talking about Trump. It's like, you don't know, first off, that's not true, and like, where did you get that? Because obviously they're just pounding it in everyone's minds that it's a fact. So, but anyway, they had to fall off with Matt Gaetz. They had to fall off those accusations because I think they were just thrown out. I have to look into that again. But regardless, it does character damage and permanent damage to them and their families, and it's not right. But Matt Gaetz is a tough guy. He's going to do great. I'm so hyped. Like I said, he's my favorite congressman without question. He And it's funny because he has been persecuted by the DOJ, like I just said, and now he's going to be the AG. It's like poetic justice. It's beautiful. Thank you, Trump. I mean, brilliant, beautiful picks. I have a feeling his family around him, like Laura Trump, people mention Barron was a big part of the campaign. Like, I don't know that we know that that's true, but it's a cool story if you think it is, if it is. So, like, I think a lot of people want it to be true, but I'm not saying he didn't advise him at all. I'm just saying, like, they're kind of like, he went on Rogan, that was definitely Barron, and it's like, okay, was it? I don't know, maybe, but either way, I do think, what I'm saying is, I do think it's his family. His closest advisors is his family, like Laura Trump and Eric and Don Jr. and as well as some other people, Susie Wiles, I guess. But it seems like they're just helping him get the perfect picks. It's a beautiful thing, and this has just been so great. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm so hyped. RFK Jr. I'm gonna get into well, here's the article. Here's an article about just him tapping him to be the HHS secretary. I read that. Yeah, I'm thrilled to announce in the 2024 election, Kennedy was a Democrat presidential candidate, turned an independent candidate, later dropped out of the race, endorsed Donald Trump. In his election night victory speech, Trump said he's going to make America healthy again. He wants to do some things, and we're going to let him get to it. Go have a good time, Bobby. I love that. I love that. Kennedy has, quote, get the corruption out of our government agencies and make America healthy again. Kennedy has maybe it means has said he wants to get the corruption out of our government agencies and make America healthy again. This is what I've been doing for 40 years, telling NBC News that, quote, once they're not corrupt, Americans are, quote, going to get a lot healthier. This is written a little strange, but Americans are going to get a lot healthier. This is from the Post Millennial, by the way. They're great, but yeah, I think that was written a little weird. But here's a good clip of him from that he posted on his X. He says, "I will get the corruption out of our government agencies and make America healthy again. This is what I've been doing for 40 years."
I can get the corruption out of the agencies. This is what I've been doing for 40 years. I've sued all those agencies. I have a PhD in corporate corruption, and that's what I do. And once they're not corrupt, once Americans are getting good science and are allowed to make their own choices, they're going to get a lot healthier.
Love that. Oh, and that picture, that is iconic. This should be, look at that. I love that. They're smiling. Trump is hyped. They got the pyrotechnics in the background, the fireworks. Make America healthy again. This should be in textbooks. This picture, pivotal, amazing. Democrat, used to be Democrat, but Republican president, former Democrat, like crazy, amazing. CNN, they wrote about it too. They actually wrote like the title is actually not bad. Usually it's, and Caitlin Collins wrote it? Yeah, right. Get out of here. She's probably crying the whole time. I don't know if she doesn't like RFK. I just assume she does because she hates everything, Trump involved. But, yeah. This last paragraph here. President Trump has given me 3 instructions, Kennedy said. He wants the corruption and the conflicts out of regulatory agencies. He wants to return the agencies to the gold standard, empirically based, evidence-based science and medicine that they were once famous for, and he wants to end the chronic disease epidemic with measurable impacts on a diminishment of chronic disease within 2 years. Awesome. Mission statement. They got a plan. And I also heard the HHS is like has the biggest budget of any department. I heard. I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of money. I mean, a lot of power, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that he's giving a Democrat, RFK Jr. He was not. They didn't necessarily like each other in in public, like as far as like calling each other out and stuff. RFK wasn't like super endorsing of Trump. They are friends, I believe. I mean, they've known each other for a long time, but it's just crazy to think. Like I said, I think libertarians are very hyped, very happy. Oh, and I did want to mention, too, last video I forgot, I was mentioning like a couple of rumors, talking about Kash Patel and Alina Habba as press secretary. She apparently that's confirmed. She is not going to. She wants to spend time with her family, and apparently she declined it or turned it down. But the last one I forgot was Dan Bongino. So there's a rumor that Dan Bongino is going to be nominated as FBI director or like Secret Service director or something to do with the FBI. Like, that's just a cherry on top. All of these picks have been so good. I'm so happy. I'm so hyped. And then Dan Bongino, like, that's so good. It's so good. I can't wait to hear what Kash Patel's going to do. He's obviously going to be back. And Rick Grinnell, I mean, I loved Rick Grinnell. He was great. He was the first. They said Cringe was the first gay, black, lesbian, African, whatever she is, Jamaican, I don't know, whatever, press secretary. But Rick Grinnell was the first gay, and they didn't, first gay, I think press secretary, and he was definitely before her, and I don't know, they didn't care about him, but people were saying it's because he wasn't actually, like, appointed, he was just, or he wasn't, like, officially in that role, he was just kind of, like, standing in it, or whatever, and so they didn't count it. I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't want to, give credit to Trump or anything, because, I mean, they didn't talk about Susie Wiles being the first, woman of her, in her position, so... But anyway, yes, I just wanted to mention that, and then let's I got some videos here of the media just losing it. A lot of it's John Bolton, unfortunately, because he went on CNN and flapped his gums and just made himself look like an idiot. But yeah, here's him talking about the picks.
Oh, I thought it was the worst cabinet level appointment in history until they then heard about the Matt Gaetz appointment. Really, my reaction was that this is like the legend of Caligula, the Roman emperor, who wanted to nominate his horse as a Roman consul. You had to be a Roman senator at the time to be a consul, and it was intended to show how demeaned and degraded the Roman Senate had become. So now we're going to see whether the American Senate can stand up and reject two people who are totally unqualified, unfit professionally, and really lacking in the immoral characteristics, the character that you need to hold these jobs. I think this vote should be 100-0 against both of them.
Talking about Tulsi and Matt Gaetz, he really brought out Caligula. What is he What the hell? Trump. Okay, so here's the second part of this clip. This is Josie, the redhead libertarian, posted this. She's great. This is very funny.
Bolton, a real dope, but I thought he'd be great. Because he was so stupid. He was like a boiler. Every time, if somebody shot down a little tiny crappy drone that cost about $15, he'd want to go to war with Russia. I said, no, I think... He was great for me, though, for a period of time, because he was a nut job, and everybody... I could see his face get red with that stupid white mustache, and he'd be ready to explode. And this was good for me. I went to Kim Jong-un in North Korea. I took this moron with me, and he never said anything. But when Kim Jong-un saw him, he said, oh, shit, I think the guy wants to go to war. So he was great for me to negotiate with. The same thing with Russia. You know, when Putin saw him, I'd be very nice. I'd say, hi, Vladimir, how you doing? And then Putin's, 2 rows back. And I'd see that moron, and I'd say, holy shit, this guy wants to go to war with me.
I guess he does look weird. He is pretty unique looking, maybe intimidating. They don't really grow mustaches like that in North Korea, I don't think. So, yeah, maybe he was intimidating. A good way to use it, but to use him. But, yeah, I mean, what he's saying about Gaetz and Tulsi, I mean, it's just nonsense. It's ridiculous. I think this is the same clip.
It was the worst cabinet level appointment in history.
Yeah, this is, I think, the same clip.
Oh, I thought it was the worst cabinet.
Yeah, same clip, but just without the extra thing. And yeah, he's not the only one. Everybody's freaking out about this. Like I said, Chuck Schumer, a whole bunch of other people. Apparently, when this was announced in the Senate floor or whatever, in like the halls of Congress, when everybody was congregated together, there was people talking about how like jaws hit the floor and they were so shocked and whatever. It's like, okay, relax. They really don't like Gaetz. Here's another clip of him. He's doing his media tour now. He's with Welker, little no neck over here, Kristen Welker. Who's just a total TDS case. Let's see what he has to say to her.
Well, I think that Tulsi Gabbard's nomination to be Director of National Intelligence, when I first heard that today, my immediate reaction was hilarious.
Why?
She's totally not competent for that job. Gates is the worst. She may be tracking in at the second worst. Haven't had a lot of time to do research on the Tulsi Gabbard nomination. But, well, I think
you haven't had a lot of time to do research on the Tulsi Gabbard nomination? What? Then shut the hell up. Shut up. What do you... It's just reactions. This is just peanut gallery reactions. Like I said, it should be ignored and just shut down with, we'll be better than your cabinet. Trust us. Trust us. It can't be worse than what they picked. But honestly, that's just like kind of like a front. These guys are amazing. All of these picks are amazing. Like I said, I said it before, Lee Zeldin was great. He's a veteran. Elise Stefanik, also from my state, New York. She's very tough. She's great. Thomas Homan, we know about him. I mean, he is just the bulldog. He's amazing. Susie Wiles, she was excellent. This whole campaign. Mike Wallace is apparently very good. I don't know a lot about him, but I've heard that he's very good. Kristi Noem, she's one of my favorite governors personally. I think she's great. I think she'll do a good job. People can say, "Oh, she's not. Why is she qualified?" It's okay. She's gonna do fine. John Ratcliffe, also another one like Mike Waltz. He's also apparently very good. I don't know a lot about him. And then here you go, Hegseth. He shouldn't be. They're saying he shouldn't be nominated. He shouldn't be. He has no business being the Secretary of Defense or anywhere near anything. It's like, relax, okay? Just don't worry about it. He's gonna go in there. Let him do his thing. I think he's gonna do great. But, judge him by how he does. And then Marco Rubio, I like him. A lot of people don't like him. He's a little bit of a, I don't want to say rhino, but I don't know. Maybe you call him neocon. Not really, though. But yeah, I don't know. But one out of all of them, it's fine. And I don't think he's that bad. So, either way. But then, then you got Tulsi, Matt Gaetz, RFK Jr., Elon and Vivek, with Doge, and there's still Kash Patel. Hopefully Rick Grinnell comes back. There's so many more but just off the top of my head, those and RFK. Did I say RFK Jr.? RFK Jr. So it's like a dream team. A lot of people are memeing about it. It's like a dream team. Oh, and this is this is a good tweet by Chiz Maga. Chiz. We put up with shit like this, they can deal with Matt Gaetz.
Democracy's calling. See you, Daddy. Bye.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and this is a day in my life as a White House intern.
Ugh.
We did it, Joe. Hey, everyone. Vogue.
Usually I start off with a big coffee. Sorry, they're like really strict in here.
Hey, Jenny.
I'm sorry, I can't even let it go all the way. Ugh. I have to pause, sorry. All right, hold your nose, let's go.
I booked you a nail appointment, love.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
It's called Initiative. Hi, White House, this is Cooper. I don't think so. Oh, doesn't matter.
This is actually
I had to make you. I'm not gonna make you go through the whole thing.
the entrance to the White
But this is that I had to stretch it a little bit. That was, cringe. Yeah. The Dems are salty. They're very salty. Here's another clip. This is Maggie Haberman. She is so obnoxious. She's one of the worst. She's always coming out of the woodwork, complaining, whining, acting like she knows. Look, Maggie Haberman explains that this is from CNN. Obviously, a video of her saying, or with the title of saying, Maggie Haberman explains the thinking behind Trump's controversial picks. Why is she the go-to? Why does she know what does she know about the thinking behind the picks? I don't think she knows anything. Let's just watch this clip and see.
Shocking appointments ahead.
Yes.
Can you give us?
No, the most useless game that I have had to be reminded of repeatedly is
Who might he pick, right?
Who might he pick? Because he will change his mind.
Yeah.
Someone will undo a staff pick or a cabinet pick and so forth and so on.
And he changes his mind. Okay, so she's like exasperated that he changes his mind and he might switch a pickup. Every president is entitled to switch their picks or to do what they want. and they might change their mind at the last minute. So what? Maybe the person doesn't accept it. Like Alina Habba, okay, he's gonna change his mind. Like why is she so exasperated and upset by this? Like it's like, I can't stand this woman.
It's just not. It's things are too fluid with him. But I do think that they are looking to essentially shock and overwhelm the system, so that they can maximize what the system will tolerate.
Right, and it is loyal, not just loyal, people who display fealty.
Fake Tapper. I mean, he's also one of the worst. He is so obnoxious too. I mean, look at his face. He's just trying to express the emotion like it's, like he's trying to sell you on this, dictator. His fealty. Yeah, you said it right the first time. Loyalty. Every president is looking for some loyalty. And don't talk to us about loyalty, because no president in history has been traded on, or has been betrayed, I should say, and backstabbed more than Donald Trump. So yes, sorry, we take loyalty as an important feature, maybe number one. Obviously, strength and just being on with the agenda and make America great again, MAGA. Those are important things. Obviously, doing a good job. Obviously, but loyalty, yeah, it's a big one. Sorry, too bad.
MAGA warriors. That seems to be the constant theme. They are MAGA warriors. They are in your face.
Correct.
These are not uniting people. These are not uniting picks. These are in your face to the medical community, to the intelligence community, to the military community.
That's what he wants. Yes.
That's what he wants.
Yes, and on that, Jake, I think he was quite clear what he was planning to do in office. There's this whole sort of, as you know, we've been talking about since 2015 or 2016, literally seriously thing with him.
Oh, that whole thing, yeah.
Right, you should sort of assume he plans on doing what he's saying
he means
to
it
do at this point. And so, yes, that is what these picks are designed to do. Whether they all get through, we'll see. Does he end up doing recess appointments? We'll see. I think that Matt Gaetz is going to be a bridge too far for some Republican senators. But
so, two things. One, yeah, they are in your face picks, and I don't know what you're talking about unifying. Why is the cabinet unifying America? Are you saying trying to unify America, or like these people are set in positions to do a job. What are you worrying about unity or something? Like, they're just literally, that's just them saying, these aren't Democrats, these aren't moderates, these aren't people with progressive ideals. Yeah, no shit. Sorry. They're not gonna be. We have the mandate from the popular vote. We have the landslide victory, and people voted for Trump for a reason, and we have the trifecta. We're gonna do it our way. We only got 4 years. You did it. You did well beyond your way, and you ruined a lot of people's livelihoods, and we're gonna do it our way, and that's that. Sorry, Trump's gonna do what he wants to do, and you're gonna let it happen because you can't do anything about it. They will try everything in their power, the lawfare, everything that they can, the smearing, the media. Although I've heard some encouraging things about the media, saying that like MSNBC's getting sold off, and The View is getting like a new cast that's going to be like conservative or something, or like a host that's going to be conservative. I don't know. I don't really believe that crap, and I don't care, because I think there's technically like 3 Republicans on The View, and they're not Republicans, and all these networks, they have their little Republicans on. CNN has gotten a lot better, especially with like Scott Jennings and stuff. He's great, and they actually have been going back to the center a little bit, or at least allowing for debate, which is crazy to be like, wow, they allowed for debate. Like that's like a groundbreaking thing that just should be just part of the fabric of our country, but it somehow got away. But the right, the Fox, they love to debate people on the right, conservatives. They love to debate Republicans. They beg basically, and these people are just shutting out, bubbling, saying no, we won't. But CNN, give them a little credit, they have been lately. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know. And there's people on the internet talking about how you should isolate yourself come the holidays coming up, because if your family voted for Trump, this is what I'm talking about, the isolationist hatred and cult-like behaviors from the left. Like, the right isn't doing that. Even if we lost, even if Kamala won, like, I don't think that all these Republicans would be like, I'm not having Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner and staying over for Christmas and the holidays because they voted Kamala. It's like, it's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, not to get off too much on a tangent, but yeah, I'm tired of that. And then what was the other thing?
We'll find out. Gates is going to be a bridge too far.
Oh, the recess appointments. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to say. So apparently there's people who are saying they're not going to vote for Gates in the Senate and, you know, in Congress, and they're not going to, you know, confirm him or appoint him. So there is a way, apparently, it's called recess appointments, where if the Senate I guess takes a recess, the president can then appoint whoever he wants, and it just goes automatically through. They don't have to do a vote. They don't have to worry about it. Just boom, right in. And here's the problem. John Thune, he's apparently a Trump hater. Now he's acting like he's all on the side of Trump. We shall see. His first test is right away. We will see if he does these recess appointments, because we don't need to be bogged down by that. We don't need to get caught up in that. We need to just get these people in. We want all these people in. These people are freaking out because they're good people. They're over the target. They're the right people. Matt Gaetz is excellent. Like I said, he's one of the best people in Congress. He's my favorite congressman. He is exactly the man for the job. And deranged TDS liberals like this, they can't handle it. They're having a meltdown. So let's continue. Let's finish this video.
For some Republican senators, but we'll find out.
We'll see on that one. I might have to take a wager with you.
I'm not betting. No, but I'm just saying that is the one that could be too far. It also could not be. It also could be. I mean, Trump has much more control over this Republican Senate.
Oh yeah.
Than the one that he left.
When in doubt, bet on fealty. That's
or bet on him grinding down his opposition at least to a lower posture.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the implications?
I don't really know.
Having...
I don't know. She is the worst, Casey Hunt. I don't know what that means. He has to bring up fealty at the end again, just for repetition to get it. He's very good. They're very good. They've been trained for the last, I don't know what, 8, 10, 20 years now to just bang things home, get them in people's heads, and it's the repetition. Kamala was terrible at it. A lot of these cringe. All these people were really bad at it, and you could tell it was very obvious. They just kept repeating things like blatant, and it was like, why are you saying that like 5 times? But they do that to get it in your head that he's a king and it's fealty, and these people are just servants to him, and they're his little underlings and his, you know, his henchmen. There is a level of loyalty, but, you know, nobody talked about that with Obama, with his loyal staff. Nobody talked about that with, you know, Clinton with his loyal staff. Maybe they did, but not like this. Not like this. It happens every time. It's ridiculous to do that. They're just overreacting. They're just upset. They don't want Trump in power at all, ever. And they're just upset that he has a loyal crew. He's doing the right things. He's obviously, if they're mad, he's obviously doing the right thing. And we'll just end with this too. AOC from N Wokeness. He's great. Another great page. Tulsi Gabbard is getting appointed is devastating. She is pro-war. I mean, this just shows, like, what do you... Let's just listen.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals,
including
abroad.
In Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
My God, bruh, come on, dude. Okay, we got the racist, race-baiting Joy Reid, the most racist person on television, and this doofus, okay? 2 clowns pretending like they know what they're talking about, talking to nobody, talking to the abyss on MSNBC, because nobody watches this crap anymore. But regardless, what she's saying, because AOC probably says this type of stuff into her phone on her IG stories or something, her IG lives, probably regurgitates this garbage. She's just incorrect. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, take that down. Whew, that was a bad freeze frame. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have nightmares. Oh my gosh. So I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. I'm just, my brain is numb. yeah, no, she would AOC would repeat these things, and she's just absolutely wrong. She has no idea what she's talking about. Tulsi Gabbard is actually very pro-war, and no, she's not. She was in the military. They're just scared and stupid. I'm sorry, she's a doofus, and she's just spewing nothing, like spewing BS. It's just not true. It's just. She's a great pick. It's hilarious that she would even say, I know she hates Matt Gaetz, and I mean, they have worked together, actually, so maybe this is why, and he's extended his hand over the aisle, which, of course, she never extended. I don't think she ever extended a hand first, but I know that they worked together, and he's worked with her on a couple, like, bills and stuff, and I think that he does that on purpose to, not be mortal enemies, and I feel like she can't say that I hate him and he's the worst, but women hate Matt Gaetz. It's the campaign, the smear campaign just works really well. It works really well on women, particularly, especially when it's a white, young man, loud, boisterous, efficient man who's doesn't take, any crap and doesn't. And obviously he said a few things about women that were freaking hilarious, like be offended when they're talking about the abortion thing. I should have pulled that clip up, but I think everybody's seen it at this point. It's like trending right now. Coming back up since he's been appointed and or named. And yeah, women hate him, so I'm a little surprised that she's not going after him, but maybe it's because he's reached over the aisle before and they've worked together before, and maybe she's just gotta go after somebody. But going after Tulsi over him is ridiculous. I don't think either of them are bad. I think they're both great. But yeah, what she's saying is just pro-war. I mean, these comments. Yeah, you see, what did he say? Okay, he's great. Peachy Keenan, they need to quit smoking crack. We don't care what AOC or yeah, okay, but how do two people say of substance? Devastating. Yeah, there's Tulsi being a badass. I mean, this only kind of furthers her point or her concern. Not that it actually does, but it's just like, oh yeah, here she is doing military stuff. But she's a badass. She's awesome, and she has stated many times before. The point is, she has stated many times before. Here we go. There's the comment I'm looking for. Oh, looky, they're doing opposite of Truth Day. Yay. Yeah, there you go. Point is that she's wrong. She's not pro-war. She's come out multiple times, and especially recently, saying that she's very anti-war, and she doesn't like how the government has tricked us and used propaganda or used lies and whatever to get us into war, like meaningless false wars and stuff. Especially like Iraq. Or the Middle East. I was very, affected by that, as was a lot of people in my generation. But personally, my friend sent over there, and it's just, I'm all for that too. She's obviously for that too. She's a little older than me, but still, she is a veteran. She knows what's up, and yeah, this is just wrong. But yeah, they're gonna keep complaining. They're gonna keep talking. In the next coming weeks, we're gonna hear a lot of whining. The Senate confirmations, we're gonna see how that goes. Hopefully it goes smooth. It better go smooth, or else, everyone in the media, myself, I don't have a big following or anything, but I will do everything in my personal power, whether it be, phone calls or messaging or whatever I have to do to put pressure on John Thune and anybody else that wants to be a cog in the, or a speed bump for Trump and for us as Republicans, conservatives, and people who want change and voted for change. So yeah, we got to keep an eye on that. The next 4 years are crucial, obviously, too. Hopefully, we don't have a lot of things, but a lot of problems or speed bumps, like I said, but they're going to be there. I already know. So we already know we should be prepared for them. We should be ready. It is what it is. We're just going to have to go over them and steamroll over them. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to, it's a long video, but I wanted to cover a few things there. And leave a like, comment, do whatever you got to do whatever you want to do. Opine on this if you have an opinion. And that's it, yeah. And just because you don't take an interest in the government doesn't mean the government won't take an interest in you. Signing off. Peace.